Hi, and welcome to Tony's Cool Tools. If it's your first time, thanks for stopping. I wanted to make a few announcements before we started our video today, and the first one was, on June 6th of 2022, I started Tony's Cool Tools channel. So it's been roughly a year now since I've started it. And on Father's Day, not only did I get a surprise and have a great Father's Day, but I also hit a milestone of 5,000 subscribers. And I couldn't have done that without you, the viewers, watching me. I really appreciate the comments and the suggestions that I've gotten over this past year. And I also have to thank Chris from In the Woodyard and Mike from K&L Firewood for pushing me into starting my channel. I've met a lot of great people in this last year, or 2 years actually, because I've been working with Chris from In the Woodyard for over a year as well. And the interaction that I have with you viewers is unbelievable. I'll tell you, I've learned as much from you as you've learned from me, from my videos. And I truly do appreciate it. So before I get into what happened to this bundler, I wanted to give you a little backstory. Back in February of 22, Chris from In the Woodyard and I did a full review on this Amish-made bundler. And a couple of things that came up was the thickness of the material of this tubing that's on here. And though there are other manufacturers out there, there are welding fabricators that make these, and also the larger companies that make electric bundlers also make manual bundlers. And they are, in my opinion, might be a little thicker than this material that's on this one. But Chris and I both agreed, how thick does it truly have to be? You're only, if you're doing 0.75 cubic foot bundles, or even 1.0, you're only looking at maybe a maximum of 30 pounds. And that's if you're using hardwood. A lot of people are using mixed woods, softwoods, and hardwoods. So you're looking at 30 to 35 pounds. And this unit here weighs approximately 80 to 100 pounds. So it doesn't move, and it wraps extremely well. And the best thing, bar none, is it's the most economical one. Unless you weld or build your own, it's still the most economical bundler on the market. So here's the story of how my Amish-made bundler got trashed. It was the end of the day and I was putting all the equipment inside my pole barn here. And this bundler was in the back of the pole barn. And I pulled my tractor in and I had a workbench on the pallet forks. And I brought it in and I was lowering it and it wouldn't go down. And I was wondering what the hell. I thought I might have bumped the blue safety lever on the tractor. And the purpose for this blue safety lever is if you have a full load in your bucket of gravel or dirt and you happen to get off, if you get back on and you should bump your joystick, it won't go down, it won't dump the load, it'll stop it. That's the purpose of this blue lever. And I thought I might have engaged it. Well, when the load didn't go down, I just pushed the joystick a little harder. And the next thing you know, there was an explosion. I mean, there were parts flying all over. And after I got off the tractor and took a look at what happened, I found out that my pallet fork had hit the frame here, and as I was pushing down, it just bent the frame totally. And that explosion that happened where I saw pieces flying was the handle over there shattered, as well as I had a utility knife in there that flew off as well. And after I saw the frame, I was pretty bummed out. I thought, here it is, the beginning of our bundling season, and I'm going to be out of business. And after further inspection, I found out none of the welds, both in the back or the front, broke. The frame just bent a little bit. I thought I could temporarily fix this until I can take it in and have it weld a bracket on here to make it straight again. So that's what we're going to try to do now. Okay, here's what we did. I used my high lift first response jack, or you know it as a farm jack, but this thing does much more, and we'll tell you about that at a later video. But we pumped it up here so that we were at least even on the frame width. Let me show you a couple things close up. We leveled it with the other frame as best we could Now it's not perfect, but I believe it'll work, and I'll be able to bundle until I can reinforce it better with a welded bracket. Well, since this isn't a square cut, I have to use the jigsaw here to follow this line. Here's a board that we had just laying around, and it worked perfectly as a brace until I can get a metal brace in there. So now we're going to go ahead and drill a couple of holes here at the top and put some screws in. Now I've changed bits now to a smaller bit as a pilot so the wood doesn't split on me. Now I'm using these structural screws, and they do have a washer on it which will hold this metal nice and tight. And we're going to do the same thing at the bottom here. And now we're through with the bracing. So as I mentioned previously, when I saw the explosion and pieces flying off, part of it was the handle here that separated, just came apart. But the folks at Amish Bundler sent me a replacement handle here. So all I got to do is tighten it up and we're ready to go. Brand new, let's go try it out on some bundles. So now the moment of truth. We're going to see if this works. It is tipped upward, but I'll tell you what, I'm 6'3", and this is kind of nice. Everything is going downhill. So let's give this a try. All these pieces are nice and dry, so they should stack very well here. Boy, oh boy, this is so nice, I don't think I want to get rid of it. Yes, it does sound like bowling pins. All right, I think that's good enough. And even though I don't have my knife, and we've been talking, and I know I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, but it's under 50 seconds, I think. There you go. A nice bundle, nice and tight. If you want to take the next step for your firewood business and invest in a bundler, whether it be a manual one or an electric, I highly recommend the Amish-made bundler. As you can see, it went through Tony's torture test, and you can still bundle wood with it. Now, I didn't mean to trash the bundler, but accidents do happen. And as I showed you, all the welds held in place, the frame just bent. I'll have the information on the Amish-made wood bundler and where you can get it, but it's super simple. Just go to their website, woodwrapper.com. That's woodwrapper.com. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video on the Amish-made bundler and how tough it is. And if so, please like, share, and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up as well. And remember, pass it forward, make the world a better place. And don't be a tool. Watch Tony's Cool Tools. Until I see you next time, have a great one.